Unit 6, Topic 5, Measures of Central Tendency. When you hear that, I think a lot of people don't realize what you're talking about. When we talk about central tendency, we're talking about where's the center of the data? Where, like if we were to plot out our data on a histogram, where would we find the middle? When we say things like, what's the average age of students or what's the average height of basketball players? That's a measure of central tendency. Where's the middle of the data? Where's the bulk of the data? It's really important. It's used a lot in the world of statistics. It's used a lot in a lot of areas right now. Okay, upon completion of this section, students should be able to, one, find the mean from a frequency table, which is what I was talking about with a kind of like a histogram. Well, it's not the same, but I mean a way to display data. Two, find the mean of a set of data. Three, find the mode of a set of data. And four, find the median of a set of data. So the mean, mode, and median are all statistics that tell us the central tendency of a data set. One of the most common uses of the word average is what mathematicians and statisticians call the arithmetic mean, or just plain old mean for short. Arithmetic means mean sounds rather fancy, but you have likely calculated a mean many times without realizing it. The mean is what most people think of when they use the word average. The mean of a set of data is the sum of the data values divided by the number of values. Here's example 1. Marcy's exam scores for her last math class were 79, 86, 82, 94. Find the mean of Marcy's exam scores rounded to the nearest tenth. One thing you'll see at some point in your mathematical career, I hope, is there's a symbol mu for mean. So the mean you'll also see written like that. So in this case, we're going to say mean equals all the scores added up. Remember the sum divided by the number. So 79 plus 86 plus 82 plus 94 divided by 4. Again, we're here on the top. We're taking the sum of the values divided by the number of values. So when we do this on the calculator, we're going to get 79 plus 86 plus 82 plus 94. It's going to give us 341 divided by 4. And we're going to get 85.25. So we would say the mean test score or exam score was 85.25. Here we go. Example 2. We have the number of touchdown passes thrown by each of the 31 teams in the National Football League in the 2000 season are shown below. We have 37 and all the way. I'm not going to read them all out because it is a long list. Find the average or mean number of touchdown passes thrown in the NFL in the 2000 season. Round your answer to the nearest tenth. That's important. Please pay attention to where it tells you to round so that you don't enter the number incorrectly. So in this case, I'm just going to write part of the number. So we have example 2. So we're going to do 37 plus ... down to 6, right? That's the first one. So I'm just saying that we're going to include all these. Normally I'd write it out, but we would definitely not have room. And we were told that there's 31 teams. So let's put that into the calculator. All right, and that total on top is equal to 634 divided by 31. And we get 20.4516. But remember, we need to round to that 10th spot, so we're going to get 20.5 because that rounds up. All right, so the mean the mean touchdown passes thrown was 20.5. All right, so the idea for the sum or the mean is that you're going to sum across all the values and then divide by the number of values that you have on your data set. So now we're going to talk about the median. This is another measure of central tendency. The median of a set of data is the value in the middle when the data is in order. To find the median, list the data values in order from smallest to largest or largest to smallest. If the if the number of data values capital N is odd, then the median is then the middle data value. If the number of data values is even, there is no one middle value, so we find the mean of the two middle values. This resulting value will be the median. Now, this is not something you guys will necessarily have to worry about, but it's just important to know these are both important numbers. You will hear the mean used more often because it's referring to the average. The median is also important. And when you get into like, if any of you end up having to take statistics, like a higher level statistics, you'll learn about something called the skew of the data. And when you need to compare the mean and median, it can tell you if the data is like symmetric or if it's skewed. And it's actually a really important statistic also. So let's look at example 1. Returning to the football touchdown data, we would start by listing the data in order. Luckily, it was already in decreasing order, so we can work with it without needing to reorder it first. So recall from above, we have 31 values. That means we don't even need to find a middle between two. We can just look at the middle one. So let's just double check that we have 31. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So 31 data values, so we need to find the middle one. That's going to be the 16th value. That means there's 15 on either side of it. So again, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that means that the median of the data set is 20 in this case. All right, so here's example 2. And this one's not in order for us, so we're going to need to do a little bit more work. Find the median of these quiz scores. So we're given 5, 10, 8, 6, 4, and etc. So we need to put these in order first. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that 10? 1? Okay. So let's go ahead and start by putting them in order. And I'm going to do from increasing to, or from lowest to highest, so increasing order. So we're going to put 2. What's the next one? 4. We have a 5 and a 5, right? 5, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, and then a 10. Let me just double check. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like to double check. So now we have an even number. And remember, when we have an even number, we need to go to the two middle numbers and then take their mean or their average. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to take the average of 6 and 7. Now, we all know that the average of 6 and 7 is 6.5. If you don't remember that, remember you just add them across. 6 plus 7 divided by 2. That's going to give us 13 over 2, which is 6.5. So we would say for this data set that the median is 6.5. All right. Now the next thing, so that again, so with the mean, you sum up all the values and then you divide by the total number of values. With the median, you order all the values either in increasing or decreasing order and you find that middle value. The mode is the element of the data set that occurs most frequently. It is possible for a data set to have more than one mode if several categories have the same frequency, or no modes if each category occurs only once. The mode is most commonly used for categorical or qualitative data for which the median and mean cannot be computed. So in this example, see, we're looking at color. So that tells here's an example. In our vehicle color study, we collected the following data. Find the mode, or in parentheses S, because there could be more than one. So here's the frequency. Remember, the frequency tells us how many times these values occurred in that data set. So we're going to go find the top one. Looks like it's going to be green. Well, that's surprising that the most cars would be green. I wouldn't think that would be the case. This is definitely not real data. So here we have 5 as being number 1. So that would mean for this data set, green would be the mode. Now, example 2, find the mode of the following list of points earned on a 16-point quiz given during a finance class. So you can do this a couple ways. In this small data set, it's very easy to just count them. But what we would typically do is make a frequency table out of it, something like this. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and write our values. So here we have the lowest value is 2, and that occurs, so I'm going to write frequency over here. That occurs 1 time. Then we have a 3. That also occurs 1 time. Our next value is 7. And that occurs 1, 2, 3 times. Then we have a 12. As you can see, this is not the best frequency table. We have 12 that occurs also 3 times. And then we have 16 that occurs twice. Now in this case, we have 2 values that occur most frequently. So in this case, our mode would be we would have 7 and 12. So again, you can have more than one mode in this case. All right, so that's the measures of central tendency. We have the mean, the median, and the mode. If you have any questions about that or any of the homework problems, let me know.